Welcome, Sagittarius, to Sweet Tree of Life Tarot. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and read the reading for September 2022. Sorry, I'm running a little late with the readings this time around. We do have a few things that kind of came up that kind of had a delay, so I do apologize for that, but I'm here today. Let's go ahead and start. Remember, the Tree of Life spread is the tree on the top as you go down the branches, the trunk of the tree, and then, of course, the roots. And of course, everything that reflects in the heavens will reflect on the earth and vice versa. It's all effective, one or the other. Let's go ahead and start. So right here in the number one position, we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is what the issue is here. Some of you, I'm sorry that you're going through some heartbreak or maybe a painful separation. For others of you, you could be dealing with somebody just kind of like a betrayal or disappointment, maybe feeling like somebody betrayed you or betrayed your trust, or just, if it's at work, somebody just, betrayed you in offering you something that maybe a position they were kind of just dangling there and then didn't come through, for example. I do know Sagittarius is involved in something like that lately. And then, or maybe in this particular case, for that one person, I know that they were the cause of that. So for another, so it could go vice versa. Is definitely extreme grief though. We're losing something. So you can see the swords there. They deal with that, the consequences of the difficult choices that you had to make or that they represent, as far as in the swords. But in order to get through this, you're going to have to mourn the loss so that you can release the pain and move forward. So if somebody's done that to you, whether it be at work or a relationship, you definitely want to mourn that loss that you have in order to start healing. And then right here we have a lot of swords. So I'm thinking it's going to be an air sign that you're dealing with, possibly air, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius that you've been dealing with as well, where you might feel like they've betrayed you, or you've done something to them, or they might feel like you betrayed them because maybe something was promised, didn't go through, or maybe a relationship just didn't work out, whether it be a working relationship or a love relationship. Here we go with the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords here is, what gives you the drive to go forward. You Sagittarius feel very feminine, but stern, but feminine. You have a good rule over your, you rule with your head, not with your heart in this situation. So because you're very, wise and forthright, you do usually rule with your head and not your heart. And right here you can see she's ready for battle when necessary, but prefers to keep things and matters civilized. So you can see here she has a sword of hope, the light of hope coming here, and the transformation with the butterflies, and she's partying the clouds of conflict. So it's a very, very nice card to have. And if it seems like you're giving out that energy of the Queen of Swords, which is very stern, but at the same time very feminine, and does have compassion still. And she likes to rule with her head and not her heart. So let's go ahead and continue on. What has been created because of the situation here is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card of deception. Again, with a deception, right? Something happened here where somebody deceived someone over either a job or a loved one, or your love partner here. Whether it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it would be, that you have that close relationship with. It's an opposition. It's a card also of somebody being a traitor. So maybe you're dealing with somebody that, like a traitor, like for example, again, at work, or like with a friend that kind of just backstabs you kind of thing. I'm sorry you're going through this. This is usually often the result of overconfidence or hasty actions or careless planning that this might have brought about the situation that it kind of happened. And even if you do feel a little bit defeated, like you can see here, he's just taking the swords, whatever's left over. And just kind of, this card just reminds you, just kind of cut your losses. Learn from the lesson, cut your losses, and move on. No need to be dwelling in it. Right here for the Ten of Wands, we have in the energy to keep building. You're actually showing that you're not having a lot of energy right now. You're feeling very burdened, very overloaded. For some of you, Sagittarius, you're also feeling like you're fighting an uphill battle, maybe because of the situation here. But you're definitely feeling overwhelmed, overworked. You can even see the poor little horse here carrying all the load, can't even go up the hill. So we can see that you're feeling very overloaded. Let's see what else comes up here. We have on what you need to dissolve, because it is something you need to dissolve. And it is temperance. It's usually a very positive, balanced card, but it's going to be considered here in the reversal because it's something you need to dissolve, which is you're having no balance right now, no moderation. Maybe you're experiencing extremes in one or more areas of your life. You know, it can be to one polar extremity or the other. You know, either really happy or really bad. You're just experiencing kind of extremes here. This is what this kind of card is kind of giving out. So it's important for you to scale back in order to regain that harmony and equilibrium. So don't try to do it all yourself, obviously, because there's a lot of imbalance here. That's what I'm noticing. And it is coming out here in the reading. So you want to make sure that you do regain that balance. And the way to do that is to kind of scale back a little bit. Share some of the burden that you have. You know, if it's at work, share some of those duties. Don't try to do them all yourself, because obviously you're feeling very overloaded at this time. If it is dealing with your love partner, you're obviously feeling like you're picking up more of the slack than the other person is. And there's no balance maybe in that relationship where you're feeling like it's either giving or taking. There's no balance in as far as like you're feeling like maybe he's a taker or she's a taker, or the other way around where, you know, where you could be the taker, the person can be the giver, but there's not the balance and moderation needed. It looks like it's all one-sided. So this card just reminds you to kind of keep that balance so that you're both giving and receiving in a more equal, you know, a little bit more equally at least. So you're not feeling the overwhelmness in your relationship there. And of course, for some of you, it looks like you've gone through that relationship already, because you're going through the healing process of having lost that person because you were maybe giving too much. And, you know, they possibly were, you know, a taker instead of a giver, which is very difficult to go through. I can definitely understand that. Now here in the middle, we have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is here in the middle. It's basically like the synergy, like all the energy that comes through for this reading is the Five of Pentacles. Is usually dealing with monetary loss, lack of material prosperity, but it also deals on the other side with failure or a loss. So it's all here about you losing maybe that loved one that you wanted to, or that situation if it's with work, that position that you wanted to. So it can indicate also for some of you ill health, not feeling well, loss of a job, financial insecurity, you know, the usual feeling alone, abandoned, anxious, and unwanted. This is the energy that she brings out here. However, just remember, even though this card kind of gives out that energy, it also reminds you, even though you're materially poor or you're not materially where you want to be, you spiritually, you're very prosperous. You have family, you have friends, you're not alone. There's a light of hope already shining through. There's a healing process that looks like it's going to be shining through, as we can see, because the Sun card's already here in the reading as well. So let's go ahead and see on the Six of Cups we have what the victory position is. And this is in the victory position. So it says here, Six of Cups is usually, this card is a card of nostalgia. You know, seeing yourself kind of like as a child in the childhood, right? Looking back going, oh, I'm tempted to go back to that safe environment if I could. You know, who wouldn't, right? It's, you know, it's a very nice and safe place to be, in a place of our youth usually. So right here is just seeing yourself as you once were. So yet she knows she wants to do this. She knows she must continue forward into the unknown because she needs to keep going forward. Even though the moon, you can see it's a waning moon, it does not give her the light that she needs to see with everything. You know, it doesn't light her path, basically. She needs to count on her intuition, on her faith, on her spirituality, and of course here on her friends, but definitely on your spirituality and inner strength and intuition to kind of just keep going forward. Maybe, you know, if you're at the point of, so for some of you that are retiring, you're looking back at like, oh, I wish I could go back to this. But just remember, there's a lot of beauty in aging too. There's a lot of beauty in that being a mentor to someone else. Right here, what reveals what you want would be the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is someone who is self-sufficient, refined, comfortable in her surroundings. So you want to be, if there was a loss of a job and it kind of hit you hard here from what I can see, then for some of you, as a general reading, that would indicate that you want that stability again, that comfort in your surroundings. As you can see, she built the life that she visualized for herself and therefore fulfilled and content. So maybe that some of you are looking for that, but also for those of you that are dealing with a relationship where there was that heartbreak, that betrayal as well, you are looking for that security, that stability of not only monetarily, but emotional stability and just living the life that you want, that with the, with the happily ever after kind of thing. How do others see you and how do you see yourself? This is at the trunk of the tree. So this is a major arcana card, beautiful card to get, great card to get. It's the sun. Now this is telling you, like find a deeper insight, and everything that encourages you to shine brightly. So basically go in, reflect on what's happening, go inward and kind of just reflect on what's happening and make sure that you're kind of shining brightly, right? For that high energy, it has a high energy. She's self-assured, personal glory, good health, and again, it brings up the health, which is right here. So if some of you are actually not feeling well, please see a doctor. Don't guess. It's not a time to be guessing with, all these things. So this COVID going around still. Make sure to take care of yourself. Go to the doctor. Double check. It doesn't hurt. And it could catch something a little bit sooner that you can take care of later. A little bit sooner so it doesn't become something bigger later. So you want good health, vitality, that kind of thing. This card also reminds you of what's the most important in your life. Count those blessings. Family, friends, just being alive another day. It's a very huge gift to have. So let's keep that going. Let's keep that energy of high vitality, high hopes going. Right here in the outcome and reality, you have the major arcana card. It's a star. Is a star is definitely a huge, beautiful card to have as well. As you can see, the star it's a card of hope, inspiration, generosity, serenity, so you're not feeling overwhelmed, and faith. So definitely a lot of faith comes in here. A lot of telling you, to pray, to look within, go into your deeper self, be into your spirituality, your intuition. The stars here, there are 8 stars. The number 8 reflects strength. So you do have that strength to get through this. And just reflect on your blessings to get that positive outlook. It's all about counting on your blessings and these 3 cards here, which is in the pillar of harmony. So that's going to help you get some harmony back in your life. From what I can see here, right? You want to project that energy, positive energy. And then also the strength that is within these cards gives you the strength of this 8 of stars, this 8 stars here that are here. That's the strength that it symbolizes. It reminds you that it's needed in order to accept one's imperfections and build self-esteem in spite of our imperfections. So with that tells me that some of you here with this toxic relationship that you're in, it would definitely hit your self-esteem. So you have to start building that self-esteem up and look brightly and at things. So that's a way to build that up, looking at everything you do have, like looking in the past that you have accomplished, even if you didn't accomplish just one goal right now. So you definitely want to look at that and start building your self-esteem, because that self-love is very important. Don't just, give it to others, but also give it to yourself and forgive yourself if it's something that that's been happening, and if you did wrong others, ask for forgiveness of them. But if they wronged you, they may not give forgiveness. They might not ask for forgiveness of you, but then at the same time, you're just going to have to find closure in your own way and just look at those positive things and go in the direction of positive and light, because you don't want to keep dwelling in that bitterness and just kind of letting it almost become mud and suck you in. It's not worth that. Let's go ahead and see if there's a little bit more clarity in the reading. Right here, the 11th card, again, swords. I'm getting a lot of air sign. I'm sorry, there's air signs, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. They've been basically making you feel this way, or vice versa. There's definitely a mixture of that back and forth feeling there. The 5 of Swords, it is a sign. This is a card of betrayal. Again, cheating. But it just reminds you, the card here reminds you, yet, if even though somebody's wronged you, you don't want to hurt them, because that's only going to be a shallow victory. And you don't want to keep that energy going. Like I said, just cut your losses, like it says in this card here in the 7 of Swords. Move on, learn from the lesson. There's already hope coming through. Just move on and just keep going. You're just going to have to keep going away from the situation. And it definitely has a lot of air sign, a lot of air energy in there. I hope this reading will help you look at a more positive perspective of how to get through this. This is the pillar of severity, and over here we have the pillar of mercy, and in the middle we have the pillar of harmony. As we go back up the pillar of harmony, you have the star. Maybe it'll give you a different perspective here, but we have the star where your self-love, getting inspiration, getting the strength, getting that positive outlook. Again, with the sun card, very, very positive card. And of course, this is the outcome card in the star, so this is a very positive card. Giving you positivity, strength that you're going to go forward. Looking at yourself, reflecting, keeping all your family and friends, around you that really care about you, gaining that strength again, and that self-assurance, that self-esteem that you need to be building up again because of this thing that you went through here with the cheating and the betraying of either a boyfriend, girlfriend, or maybe something with work or an investment of some sort. But here, even though you're feeling that feeling of having lost that financial stability, it does say that you are spiritually rich. You do have the light of hope already shining through you. You have family and friends that will get you through this. And even though you look back at this, remember, as part of your victory card here, you're looking at your past. Okay, you're looking at your past to help you gain strength for the future, because if you've done great things before, you're going to keep doing great things in the future. You can get back up and get through this, get through all this burden that you've been going through, find that balance and that moderation that you need in your life. And hopefully we can turn this into a reversal and get rid of the Three of Swords, right? Let's go ahead, and I added these cards that are called Butterfly Oracle cards, and they're basically for life changes. And I think it might be a good card to present here. So let me go ahead and see which one might be calling here. Okay, I think it's this one. Oh, it's called Join In. Let's see what this card reflects. If this is something new I'm trying out this month, if you don't like it, please do comment on it that you just prefer to keep the old version of the cards here and not the new, anything new here. I'm going to try it out for a few signs and see if maybe, if you guys like it. If you don't, we might just leave that for like more simpler readings throughout the month as well. So right here with the joining one and join in, this card, all of the cards here are from Adoring Virtue. If anybody's looking to get these type of cards, they're really beautiful butterfly cards. And the butterfly is about life and transformation. So right here in join in, it means you're being called to push past shyness and meet new people. Be more sociable, get acquaintances. If you have any social fears, and because the social fears stem from spending time with insensitive people. Again, this person obviously very insensitive here. So you'll benefit from connecting with gentle and kind individuals like yourself. So you want to connect with those so that you can keep that positive energy going. It does also have additional meanings, such as, doing charity work, joining a spiritual or religious group aligned with your beliefs, or committing to a relationship, but not necessarily a relationship with someone else, but also with yourself. Okay, so it does mean that you can join in, start meeting people, getting those positive vibes out of from people, and exchanging those, as opposed to just staying there and becoming bitter. Because this card also reminds you that this positive change in your social life will open new doors for other areas. So now that we're starting to, go out a little more, or even interacting online, you can still do. You'll be able to see that, joining in will kind of maybe even start building up your self-esteem by going around more positive people rather than sticking with the negativity or the negative people that were around you at that time. I hope you enjoy this reading. I hope to see you here next month. Let me know if you enjoy the extra card I threw in there. If not, then we'll leave it for another time. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, like, or comment, so I know that you actually want to keep going, me to keep going presenting these videos for next month. I wish you lots of peace. I hope you have a more positive perspective now that you've had this reading, and I hope to see you next month. Thank you very much for joining me. Sending you lots of peace, love, and light. See you soon.